part of the Williams Formula One test team instead of the racing team is not the easy option. Last night they had to rebuild the car, and by 7:30 this morning they're here at Kemble Airport setting up an entire portable pits ready for a full day of testing.
My name's Steve Salmon, I'm the test team's #1 mechanic. Today at Kemble's test I'm responsible for general running of the car, making sure it goes according to plan. I've worked for Williams for about 2.5 years. The best thing about the job for me is going to new and exciting places and generally working on one of the best cars there is. If I wasn't here today, I'd probably be back at the factory building the car.
The day at Kemble is very different to a circuit test because there's no performance element here. We're not racing around a track, so the focus is more on data collection and systems checks. So it's more of an analytical test. We don't get too much chance to test on the circuit these days, so these extra shakedown days are very useful. All the data we collect today will obviously go straight back to the factory and be analysed by various teams of engineers, both from the aero department and the engineering department. We get a lot of very detailed information regarding the aero performance, because we can do the straight line running here, which you can't normally do at the circuit.
By 9:30, the team are ready for Williams Formula One test driver Nico Hulkenberg.
Today the main test items is just running up and down the straight, doing some aero tests. For a driver point of view it's a bit boring, but part of the job.
By 10, Nico's in deep discussion with Andrew Murdoch, the Williams test team data engineer.
I'm working together with Andrew. Basically gives me a lot of information ahead of every run about the run, what is the aim, what we changed on the car, and what I need to do basically.
Kill the engine. At today's test I'm responsible for running the car, which basically involves making sure the car has the correct fuel load and tyre set, communicating with the driver if there's any specific test procedures that we have to perform, and then also reporting back the driver's feedback. The best thing about my job is being at a test and seeing a car run. I think it's probably every boy's dream really. Or if I didn't work at Williams, I think I'd be probably a farmer, I think.
Hi, my name is Daniel Benjamin. I'm the test team's front-end mechanic. At today's Kemble test, I was responsible for driver comfort and controls, safety and adjustments to front wing, front suspension and brakes. I've worked for Williams for 1.5 years, and the best thing about my job is working in the pinnacle of motorsport. If I wasn't here today, I'd be at home with family and friends.
I'm new in F1 and I still have to learn a lot how to warm up tyres, how to warm up brakes, working together with the team, with the engineer. There's always a lot of information coming to me at the test, and I think how more tests you do, how more you drive in an F1 car, how better it is.
Testing forms a vital part of the race effort. Information gathered at Kemble will be fed back to the race team and will have a direct effect on how Williams Formula One performs in the World Championship.
My name is Reece Ellison and I'm one of the test team's electrical technicians. I'm responsible for the electrical systems on the car and then monitoring all the car's sensors during the car's running. I've worked at Williams for 6 months, and the best thing about my job is the people I work with and seeing the final results of the team's work in action at the test circuits. If I wasn't here today, I'd be out go-karting and socialising.
My name is Ian Gleedale and I'm the test team's composites technician. At today's Kemble test, I'm responsible for making sure the car and livery are correct and all composite parts fit correctly. I've worked at Williams for 2.5 years. The best thing about my job is working in a team environment, solving problems. If I wasn't here today, I'd be relaxing at home.
The test has been going well, but then just after midday, disaster. The team has replacements for almost every part of the car, but when a brake line is crushed, there's no spare. An early lunch is called and testing suspended while a new part is driven over from the factory. All everyone can do is wait.
My name is Carl Zapel and I'm the test team's chief truckie at Williams F1. At today's Kemble test, I'm responsible for the logistics and the smooth running of the event. This involves building up the garage, building up all the sponsor equipment inside and the gantry and the electrical pods and the electrical connections. Any problems that go on in there, it's down to me to sort out if they're non-car related. I've worked at Williams now for 4.5 years. And the best thing about my job, I find, is the PR events we do. If I wasn't here today, I'd be on holiday in Koh Samui or working down at the factory.
My name is Mervyn Masterman. I'm the test team's chief mechanic. At today's Kemble test, I'm responsible for the overall running of the car and to ensure that it's out on time and that everything runs smoothly. I've worked at Williams F1 for 4 years and the best thing about my job is having fun. If I wasn't here today, I'd be back in the factory making sure all our plans for the next test are going smoothly.
By 3 in the afternoon, the vital part is still missing. The engineers are treated to a free air show by some of the Kemble pilots. But everyone is aware that precious testing time is being lost. Finally, a new brake line arrives, and within minutes the engineers have fitted it to the car. And at last, Nico's able to get back on the track and do the job that he's come here to do.
My name is Dickie Stanford and I am the test team manager. At today's Kemble test, I'm responsible for nearly everything. Everything comes under my control and I get the yes or no. I've worked at Williams for 23 years and the best thing about my job is being in charge. If I wasn't here today, I'd be dead.
At 5 o'clock, Nico has a final meeting with his engineers. As well as driving the car, a test driver needs to be able to provide quality feedback about how the car is performing. If he can't, the car won't be developed, and without that, there'll be no success at the racetrack. With testing over, Nico leaves to catch his plane back to Germany. But the day isn't over for the hard-working test team. The entire workshop has to be broken down and loaded back into the Williams transporters. They may not get all the limelight, but without the Williams Formula One test team, there would be no Williams race team. They really are unsung heroes.